Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News. This is a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, I just wanted to start off by saying I hope you guys aren't going too crazy in your houses. I hope that you're staying safe, and I hope that you're at least getting to ride maybe in the street or your driveway, or maybe even your local skate park if you can stay away from people. I just wanted to also say that I'm going to keep making videos every single day if I can. The BMX news has obviously continued. We have things to talk about, so I'm going to keep making the BMX news video and just trying to continue to put videos out there for you guys to watch and hopefully, if not just momentarily, forget about all of the insanity going on. Either way, the first thing that we have to talk about obviously relates to everything going on, and that is that the Olympics has been postponed. There's no set date for when it's going to happen yet, but it has been postponed. And with that, Vital BMX asked a few of the different potential riders for the Olympics their thoughts on it. Everybody in here had positive things to say about the health and happiness of the riders, and you could kind of just get a gauge for the character of the people in their answers for this question, because everybody pointed out that they thought this was the best decision to make right now, and we're just generally concerned at least enough to mention the health and the safety of the other riders. So you can check that out in the link in the description below. It should be the first one if you want to read through the statements. So having talked about all of this Olympics being postponed stuff, I feel like this kind of gives all of these riders a chance to train that much more. It also gives them a chance to crash and hurt themselves that much more. So I'm sure that it's extremely stressful for these riders who thought they were going to be competing in July of this year to be told, no, we're not going to be doing it this year. We're going to be postponing it, and we don't know when. That's got to be a hugely stressful thing, and I cannot even imagine being in these riders' positions. But I'm also curious, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know them in the comments down below. And speaking of the huge thing that's going on in the world right now that I've been talking about for the past few weeks, Flybikes is actually doing something pretty cool to do with this. They're having a challenge where they're literally giving away frames. It's a challenge where you have to ride your bike in your house, and there's 3 different frames that they're giving away. One for the best trick, one for the best line, and one for being funny and creative, and all of the instructions that you need are on the flyer for this one. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of kids getting in trouble while their parents are still at work and they're just trying to ride BMX in their houses, but it's probably going to be entertaining to watch. And I know there was one already. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard about it where a kid tried to do a wall ride to fakie on drywall and his tires went through the drywall. But anyway, if you guys want a chance at winning a free fly frame, all you have to do is follow those instructions and ride in your house and get it posted up before, I'm presuming, April 15th, because that's when the winners are going to be announced. And that brings us into the videos from this week. The first one that I want to talk about is one that you probably have already seen. It's got 35,000 views as of this morning, and it's Julian Areteaga's new Sunday video called Snipers. And honestly, this is kind of like 2 videos put together. There's 2 different songs with 2 completely different vibes. The first half of the video is pretty chill. It's a really good video and it could stand alone by itself, but then that one ends and then the next one starts with a more upbeat, faster paced song, and the hammers just come flying. Every single trick in the second half is insane. And one thing that I really enjoyed about this video is that even though Julian is one of those new schoolish street riders, I had no idea what was coming. You never could tell what he was going to do, whether he's going to do some kind of nose bonk on the rail before he started grinding it, or he's going to do some kind of crazy 180 crook to Indian other crook to 180 back out. There's just so much crazy stuff in here, and there's a lot of burly stuff in there as well. And then the last clip has to be the longest rail feeble that has ever been done, especially on a round metal rail. So if any of what I've just said has piqued your curiosity at all for this video, you're definitely going to want to check it out. And if you don't want to watch the entire thing, the second half of the video starts around 3 minutes 30 seconds, so just click to there and watch the insanity ensue. After that, we can talk about S&M's new full-length video that they premiered on YouTube this week called S&M Wins, and holy cow, they definitely won with this one. Charlie Crumlish put it all together, and dude, he did an amazing job. The beginning of this one felt like it was the opening of a legitimate movie. It was so cinematic, and the way that he edited it together with the slow motion and all of that, and it was just build up leading to Hoder's first trick, which had to have been the fastest, most insane gap up onto a roof that I've ever seen in my life. He was being pulled by a van going so damn fast, and then when he let go of the van, you know how when people are getting hauled in, they normally like crank as hard as they possibly possibly can. Now, he just held on, didn't take a crank, and jumped up onto this roof out of a pretty steep looking bank, and it was insane. And then that set the tone for the rest of the video. It was all really, really good. And Kareem Williams' banger in this video, yes, Kareem Williams from Kareem's World got the banger of the video, and it is insane. I know I'm saying the craziest a lot today, but this has to be one of the craziest rail ride drops that has ever been done. It is so insane. It's like a 10-foot ledge with a flat rail on top of it. That's like, you know, normal flat rail on top of a 10-foot ledge, and Kareem rides this whole thing. It starts pretty low at the top and is going down a hill, and he rides the whole ledge, jumps onto this rail, and drops so far to the bottom. Very obviously earning the banger in this one. And another thing about this one is that it was kind of formally announcing Chris Childs to be on the S&M team. He had a whole bunch of clips in the video, and one thing I do want to say is that there was a couple times where Hoder and Chris Childs were like training each other doing stuff, and it was just so awesome to watch. If we could get a Chris Childs Mike Hoder split video soon, that would be awesome. These guys complement each other so well, and it just seemed right whenever they're riding with each other in this video. So if you guys want a longer video, you have to check this one out. Charlie hit it out of the park, and so did everyone else who rode in this one. And then the next video I want to talk about is one with Larry Edgar and that dubstep EDM, I don't know what kind of music person called Marshmello. I have no idea if this Marshmello person was the one actually riding the bike, but it was basically a split edit with Larry Edgar and this person, and it was actually pretty good, other than the fact that I just couldn't get into the music. It was clear that this was made for a younger audience, especially considering the fact that it was all filmed vertically. Then after that, we've got a couple other videos that I wanted to mention but not really talk in depth about. The first is a Billy Perry video in Greece. It's called Greece Getaway, and it's from Merritt. Then we've got Rob Ridge's follow-up to his last video called Strong Arm Tactics. He said in the interview that I did with him, which you can check out on my channel if you haven't seen already, that he had enough for another video that he wanted to work on, and this whole situation has given him the time to finish that. It's called Life Should Be Fun, and it's linked in the description below if you want to check it out. And then after that, we've got a blast from the past that might be from the era of some of you guys who quit riding then have come back into it recently, and it's Ruben Alcantara's Macneil video section from 2004. We have the second episode of the Woods Wednesday series from S&M, so that is indeed a series, and I'm assuming we're going to see more of it. And then something pretty cool happened that Kink did. Kink made a video vault on their website. So every single full-length video that they've made since 2002, 18 years ago, is on their website in full for you guys to check out if you want to. So there's so many classics on there. I'll pull it up and just name a few. We've obviously got the Champagne video that they just came out with and released online, but from 2002, we've got Wasted Days, then Cheap Thrills 2004, I know a lot of you will be psyched about that. Safety First from 2008, Jet Lagged 2010, Squash It 2013, Intervention 2016, and then I just mentioned Champagne, which just came out. So that's going to be a cool way for some of you to pass the time while all of this is going on. And I think it's pretty cool of Kink to do this for all of us. On the topic of blasts from the past, I wanted to quickly mention and shout out something for any of you who might not have seen it yet. Over on Instagram, Dave Frymas started up an Instagram page called VHS BMX, where he's posting exactly that. VHS clips from old VHS BMX videos. There have been so many bangers posted. I think it's really awesome that this is something that's happening right now, and I hope that he continues it. It takes a lot of work to make one of these Instagram pages and keep it going, but if anyone can do it, I think it should be Dave Frymas. It's really just an awesome history lesson for anyone who might have forgotten or not learned about these things yet. And my favorite one that he posted is Jim Ranstra doing a 5-tap, or what I would call a 360 to Fufanu on a back rail from so many years ago. It's an alternative angle than what we've seen in the past with this trick, because I can remember seeing it in the past, and I definitely think that there's a lot of you who are going to be stoked to keep following this Instagram page. And then after that, we had some product related things to talk about. The first is Felix Prangenberg's 2020 We the People Pathfinder promo video. I'm going to warn you guys, if you click on this one, turn your volume down a little bit beforehand, because the beginning of it is just straight up audio grungy noise, and that's the first like half of this video song in regards to the riding and everything else. There was a mixture of burly as well as the outrageous tech that Felix Prangenberg has become known for. And then at the end, a collage of different pictures of the different products in the Pathfinder line came up on the screen. So all of those are available right now for you guys to check out and buy if you want to. Then after that, we had a video bike check from Calvin Kosovich over on the Our BMX YouTube page. Calvin talks about in-depth reasoning behind the geometry choices that he makes as far as why he's riding a 21.25 frame. Then there's just things like talking about maintenance on your bike. I don't know if I've ever heard someone who's known for doing big burly street riding talk about maintaining your bike and how important it is to keep it dialed. And he straight up told everyone that maintaining your bike is the way to keep it as nice as possible and make it last the longest. And that's just something that you don't really hear people talk about, and just respect. That's all I've got to say about it. After that, we can move into the interview section from this week. We've got the second P's and Q's interview on Our BMX from Pat Quinn. This one is called South Jersey Vibes with Chase Dehart. And with this one, Pat asks a lot of the right questions to get answers from Chase that explain his vibe while he's street riding and how he goes about things and what he likes to do with his process of street riding. And I think I've learned more about Chase in the past couple minutes reading this interview than you could have ever learned just watching videos of him riding his bike, and I think that's what's cool about this one. After that, we've got Mike Rooftop Escamilla on the Life in Motion podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen to this one at all yet, and I don't know anything about the Life in Motion podcast. All I know is that Rooftop is hilarious and that his Feeble Talk interview is still on my top 5 list of BMX podcasts that I've ever listened to. And with that said, let me know your guys' thoughts on the Olympics being postponed or anything else that I've talked about this week. If you guys are new here or you haven't yet, consider hitting the subscribe button while you're down there so that hopefully we can see you tomorrow for another video. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.